Today's topic, I got a little bit triggered by this one. My man was bugging. If you read the title right now, you could kind of understand why.
Okay.
I'm going to say this for the purpose of this conversation. When people label somebody a quitter, right, it's not a neutral thing. It's a negative thing. If you label someone a quitter, you're basically calling them a coward.
Yeah.
Or someone who basically gives up too easy.
Yeah.
Right? Like they don't have any backbone, no character. That's what it is.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the story about Simone. She quit. Like she literally quit because of a mental health issue, right? So then that says that she's a quitter, first and foremost. She's not a hero for doing that. She quit.
Let me ask. So my question is, they're on deployment. They're in Afghanistan. They're dealing with mental health issues. They say, I need to go back. I'm not well in the head. Are you going to call that veteran a quitter?
At that point, yeah, because you're not completing the mission. You have reasons of quitting, which are your PTSD and all of these things, but you have quit. You've thrown in the towel and said, whatever is overcoming me in my head can make me continue.
If I break my leg during an Olympic track meet and I can't
You
go
didn't
on.
break a leg, though.
No. Because they can't go on. That's what they're saying. I can't go on.
But not because of your leg. If you get injured because of the sport, right? Like let's say LeBron.
For some people, an injury is only physical.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, for the basis of people, he got injured. If you're not mentally there, your body's still there. One of your biggest organs in anything is your head, where your head's at. You could have all your limbs, and if your head's not there, you're not gonna be able to perform.
Yeah.
You know, you ever heard about cracking under the pressure? That's what it is. But to a lot of people, breaking a leg and breaking your mental, you broke your leg. Mental, nah.
That attitude is exactly what led to so many people not being taken seriously for PTSD for decades.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, it wasn't even a thing for most folks. They didn't take it seriously. You could have PTSD, went to the doctor in the military, and they would be like, no.
To this day.
I mean, to this day, they still send people.
To this day.
If you feel like your PTSD is not severe enough, just get back out there. It's like,
to this day, yeah.
So it's a very clear indication of how people view mental health issues versus physical issues, because one is visible, the other one's in your head, so people are ready to doubt you, not knowing the one in the head is just as common.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether it be depression or all these issues or, you know, self-deletions, just as common, but they don't believe it because they can't see it, and so they downplay it, and as a result people have to suffer.
In one of the comments I saw someone said, yeah, but she did the interview after, she was fine. Bro, remember was it Robin Williams?
Mm-hmm.
He was happy all the time.
They always think everyone's happy.
Everybody that deleted themselves.
I can't believe that he would take his life. Yeah, because when he had signs or when he had issues, he knew that if he would have told people about it, they wouldn't have taken him seriously.
Exactly, because it's mental.
That's
because
the real
he
world
didn't break a leg or something like that. So that's a lot of people that deleted themselves were happy. You could have seen that coming. You're like, oh my God.
Yep.
Right? Like, let's say LeBron James is playing and he gets injured while playing the sport, right? And that makes sense. You're not quitting. You're just literally being substituted off.
Why doesn't he play with a broken leg?
If you're getting injured while playing the sport, you're not quitting.
You're saying someone with PTSD, okay, who can't function, should go into the field, and if they don't, they're a quitter. But if they break their leg,
I don't think they'll even be allowed to go do that.
There's plenty of soldiers right now who are out there and still doing deployments and have PTSD and should not be out there. I've seen unfit people who are mentally unstable stay in the military. And you know what? They're a danger to other people. Yeah, extremely dangerous. Like, listen, you know, it's not enough to just show up. That's not coming through for your team. If you're compromised, you're a liability. If you end up in a fucked up situation because your head's not in the right place, you put us all at risk. That's the way it works. It's not quitting.
But that's someone that.
It's not quitting. You. The best thing you could do in some situations is to remove yourself, because then you don't hold everyone else back. You don't want it to happen at the 9th hour. You don't want it to happen, but sometimes that's when it happens, because there's so much pressure, and there's so many goobers like this guy who come out here and say you're a quitter if you don't keep going, that people feel the need to ignore their issues in order to persevere forward, not realizing that they're actually hurting the people around them. Go ahead.
But the thing that happened is that people like that often are not in those situations.
No.
They're not in sports. They've never been a veteran. They've never been out there, so they don't know. They know what a PTSD is because of the word, but they don't really know what it implies, right?
No.
It's like the people that are saying, man, you know what, man, woman, they can play the same sport. Most of these people never been in a fighting sport. Most of these people don't even know.
No.
Don't even know. And the ones that are in the sports are the ones that have advantages.
Yeah.
It's always that.
I'm going to take it a step further.
Take it. Walk on.
How many people that you've known died from a broken leg? How many people do you know or you've heard about that have died from PTSD?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Next step. I'm not surprised that this is coming from a black man.
Yes, definitely. I was about to go in there.
Hey.
Yep.
You know what? Take it away.
I wanted to say it, and I kept from saying it because I thought you said, you know what, whatever, let's not do that, or you would have an argument for that. But, you know, black people, mental health and black people has been something that, you know, we don't talk about. I understand where it's coming from. You have to understand where it comes from. It comes from the fact that we couldn't allow ourselves to get there. We couldn't allow ourselves to, oh yeah, mental, this and that. We had to keep on going. We'd have to keep on the fight and do stuff. It did great, but it did a lot of bad too. Because now, not talking about mental health, not taking care of our mental, we are crippled, and we live with that. And by living with someone that has mental that is never addressed because that person still has to go on, it fucks up the kids. In church, no. Let's pray God. Let's pray God he's gonna fix everything. No, bitch, God ain't gonna do shit about your mental health. He's not gonna do something better with that. And there's something that says, there's something that say, help yourself and God will help you after that. But people really put themselves and everything into God's hands and stuff like that. No, you have to do something about that. Mental health, it's just like breaking your legs. How come when you break your leg, you go to the doctor, but your mental health, you're gonna pray God? So it's very downplayed in the black community. We don't talk about mental health. It's a very big taboo. We never do that. We often think it's something that I often heard in the black community. Mental health? That's white people shit. Suicide? Self-delete? That's white people shit. Anxiety? Burnout? White people shit. Because they couldn't afford to do that. But what happens when you go home and someone is actually burnt out and goes back home? They beat their wife. They beat their kids for no reason. You know, we joke a lot about that in the black community. You know, whenever we want to talk about our shit, we talk about, oh, you ever get your ass whooped? Yeah, I had my ass whooped. But there's been some time where there's been some stress that you had your ass whooped for no reason. We can laugh about it, but let's think about it. It comes from somewhere. Stress, anxiety at work, burnout. We don't talk about it enough. When I saw a black dude saying that, I was like, yeah, it's a big problem. A lot of us are nurses and work in the field of health, but we really take our health second. We're ready to cater to other people, but we're not ready to take care of ourselves. A lot of people strive to be, I want to be a psychologist. I want to work in social studies. I want to be a nurse. But when it comes to our health, we don't do it. We cater to others, but we don't cater to us and our people. And we call that white people stuff and stuff like that. That's very slave mentality. I said it.
What are you talking about? You're saying someone who is compromised, whether it's physically or mentally, should go do something that is dangerous. If they don't, they're a quitter. That is what you said.
Her mind wasn't hurt. She's playing a physical sport, is what I'm saying.
Even the phrase her mind wasn't hurt, how do you know? It's the arrogance of people, of not being in people's situations, saying, but then that person self-deletes and like,
oh, that's so sad.
Oh, I can't believe it. Like, why would he do that? Because people like this are ready to disbelieve you or tell you what you're going through is not real. It's like, you're not in that person's head.
And they're not even knowing.
Imagine having that arrogance. Do you not see how stupid that is? I'm not saying you got to inherently believe them and go behind them, but why go out of your way to say that didn't happen? That's what's weird to me.
I'll take a step
You
further.
you don't have to see her as, she's not a hero. Cool, I agree. Whatever. We agree. But then be like, she has no character. She was faking it. That's the weird part.
Mm-hmm.
But people have to believe that because even despite the fact that there's no proof, they rather just run with their narrative and their bias.
She's playing a physical sport, and something that's going on with her can't make her play on that certain day. And you can't show up that day, it's pretty much quitting.
You can't show up that day because you can't function. Do you understand what that means?
But she's quit. She's let down the country. She wasn't going to do gymnastics.
You're jumping to something else. I don't care about she let down the country. Focus on what I said.
Yeah.
She can't compete because she can't function.
That doesn't label you a hero at all.
I didn't say that. Again, listen to what I said. You called her a quitter. I didn't say she was a hero. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
She can't function, so she didn't compete. And you're saying she's a quitter.
So why did she go there?
When Kevin Durant was on that main stage playing for the Golden State Warriors with his ankle injury, even though the doctor said he shouldn't have, didn't his team pressure him to go back on the field?
And he did go. Yeah.
And he did go. And what happened
But if
12
he had
minutes
said
in?
no, if he had said
No. And
if
what
he had said no,
answer my question, then I
if
said,
he had
what
said
happened
no,
12,
you answer my question now.
what happened 12 minutes? What happened 12 minutes
He got
after
injured
he was
again.
on the field? Huh?
He got injured again. Kevin Durant could have said no.
No. Once he gets injured again, you're like, oh, he could have said no. Bitch, if you don't get take all your shit and get the fuck out of here. What?
Team doctors. I feel you. Team doctors will do what's in the best interest of the team, even if it's at the risk of your own health. Kevin Durant should have never been on that NBA final stage. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. But due to the pressure that athletes face from their teammates, from the media, from the public, this man went out there and compromised his health and took away a year of his basketball life because other people said so. And then he said he could have said no. But if you would have said no, you would have labeled him a quitter.
No, you can't.
You can't have it both ways.
No.
Right? Like, this man was clearly compromised. You demanded that he come back. He comes back, he tears his Achilles, can't do sports. Thank God he's come back exceptionally well. Congratulations to him a year later.
Imagine Simone Biles comes on there, she's not right in the head, she goes back out there, she does her thing, injures herself, break her neck. What you gonna say? You could have said no. You bitch ass.
No, bro. these people are lost.
Yo. My God, dude.
These people are lost.
Dude.
You see why I got triggered? You see why I got triggered?
Dude.
This man called soldiers who need to leave due to PTSD quitters.
Dude.
He just didn't want to be
Could have
called
said
a
no, and they
quitter.
would have called him a quitter. And what I'm trying to tell you is, if you call up Kevin Durant a quitter for not going in there, you're an idiot. Because you saw what happened. You saw what happened when he went on the field. He blew out his Achilles.
But he still came back.
And blew out his Achilles.
So this is why I don't care too much for public opinion, because you got low IQ people making all these loud comments about stuff that they have no concept of. And this is the truth, okay? This is the truth about athletics, entertainment, and a lot of other fields in general. Even like employees of regular jobs. These motherfuckers do not care about you. The customers generally don't care about you. And guess who else doesn't care about you? The supervisors and the owners. They don't care about your well-being. They care about the bottom line. They want to get entertained. They want to get their product. And then the other end wants to make their money. So you have to prioritize your well-being, because none of these people gonna care. They don't care. Simone Biles went through all kinds of stuff, right? She was touched against her will. So were another 100 women by the same U.S. gymnastics team. And she went on to compete in the Olympics and won all those medals. She went through all that trial tribulation. You imagine being hurt by somebody for that long. You still go through it. You do it. Come back with the most gold medals ever won by Olympian for gymnastics female. And then you have 1 year where you're like, I can't do it. And they're like, you're a quitter. Despite going through all that. These people don't care about you. They don't. I want to be entertained. You offended my politics. Fuck you. That's how they operate. So I would tell you,
fans don't care. Organization, nobody.
Whether it's your supervisor, whether it's your organization, find yourself a place that appreciates you and actually cares about your well-being. And if they don't, prioritize yourselves at all costs. Mm-hmm. Never go out of your way to sacrifice your health for other folks, because they don't care about you. They will run you through the grinder. You die, and you know what happens? HR is putting in an application for someone in to fill your seat. You weren't a quitter. You weren't a quitter, but yeah, you dead, and nobody gonna take care of your family.
Don't sacrifice for people that could replace you, that will replace you within a week. Don't.
If he didn't come, what would you have said? If Kevin Durant had gone home and the next snap would have been in Cancun or whatever on his recovery, y'all would have called him a quitter.
No, I wouldn't have. You might have. That's a stupid take. If you're hurt, don't get on the field, because then you blow out your Achilles. You're hurt, you should go out there. And if you don't, you're a bum. But if you get injured and your leg is broken, that's your problem. This is how stupid people are. This is how dumb people are. This is how dumb people are. You got PTSD, get back in the field, and if you don't, you're a quitter. I dare someone to go say that to a veteran. You're a quitter. You got PTSD, get back in Afghanistan.
I was triggered.
Oh no, you got lit.
I was triggered. I was triggered because I've seen how this affects other people.
Yeah. If you see it, you seeing it is one thing. No. Playing the sports is another thing. Yeah. Not playing and just, doing your lad ass commentary for not knowing. Whatever.
I'm just so sick of people siding with organizations and corporations and echoing their sentiments. It's just ugh. It's like all these people are just ready to cape for these people who don't give a fuck about you. This is nasty.
And this is how you know our society does not acknowledge mental issues well. He thinks it's perfectly fine for you to not go in to work if your leg is busted. He thinks it's perfectly fine for you not to go to war if your leg is busted. But if you got PTSD, if you got mental health issues that you can't function around people, get out there. That's how stupid some of these people are. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys, okay? Okay? Because these people want to put your life at risk, so go fuck themselves. They can go fuck themselves. I'm going to tell you as an individual, prioritize yourselves. Because you got idiots like this in the public opinion who are going to tell you to compromise your health, your well-being for others. And if you don't, you're a quitter. You're shameful. You're a disgrace to this country. Well, listen, any country that would throw you under their bus and put you through a grinder, spit you out, and not consider your well-being afterwards, isn't a country worth sacrificing yourself for. You are bugging. That's the that's one of the dumbest things I
got triggered.
Oh yeah, you went on.
Man, so many people are suffering. So many people are suffering. And I think people think some people think like, dude, toughen up.
We came out of a whole anxiety situation with COVID when people couldn't train properly, and then you have this Olympics coming. So a year before that, you couldn't do it. She was probably good a year before, right? But now we're postponing a year after this whole pandemic, when things are complicated, protocols, masks, tests. Then I remove your medicine. Then you have all this pass about you getting touched. Then you have all this pressure from the country, but you a quitter and you win. You already have all the most medals. They can't take that shit away from you, but they trying. Wow, motherfuckers don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna say this. People always say this. The people always say, "Oh, people are soft now." I mean, yeah, people are dealing with different problems than they ever have in the history of humanity. We're not fighting for our food. We're not fighting for our survival. We're not fighting for the same problems. We're not fighting Russia, right? There's not that many wars for us. So, of course, people are going to be bred different, and they're going to feel a different type of struggle. Now it's one of meeting, whereas the past people, it's just like make money and do it for your family. Now it's a different time. So we're dealing with different sets of struggles. That's the reality of the world. You want to say people are soft? The times are soft. When's the last time you had to pick up a gun and join the draft? Huh? When's the last time you had to get in a fist fight? Most of you motherfuckers are not even dealing with any kinds of dangers. You're soft like Charmin. You're not hard. You're not hard. I know it. Because every time I see a dangerous video, I got a bunch of retards getting in the comments talking about, this is what I would do. I'm a captain. No, you wouldn't. Because if you grew up around any danger, you would know fucking better. We got more people today watching anime, fucking watching sports than playing sports. All of you guys are soft. Stop pretending otherwise. Just like
the hardest experience that you have is in the video game on the lowest setting.
Exactly.
Stop.
Yeah, you guys got hero complexes talking about what you would do. You wouldn't do shit because you're soft.
But I want a medal of honor.
But you don't want to deal with your own inadequacy, so you're like, oh no, geez, you're soft.
I want a
the
medal
sooner
of
a lot
honor.
of you accept that, the better it's going to be for you. You're soft. The world is soft. There is no dangers for you guys to face.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay that it's soft, because we don't need it to be hard right now.
Yeah.
It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Even if you won like whatever you won, but it's all in the game.
You're soft.
But I want a first prize. In Forza. Calm down. Calm down, you drink Dasani, okay? You don't have to walk for that fucking water.
And here's the thing. It's okay to be soft. You're not your parents' generation. You're not your grandparents' generation. Stop pretending. Just because you go to the gym doesn't make you hard. It doesn't. You know how many times I see buff dudes get slapped up?
Real quick.
They don't know what they're doing. Stop pretending. Being big doesn't make you big. So it's all this talk about like, no, you're not. Your female counterparts are making way more money than you. You're soft. People are bred by their circumstances. And be grateful that you live it today. Because if you'd have been living 60 years ago, being shafted and having sent to the draft while rich people get to keep their kids here, you probably wouldn't have felt so great because you're probably going to die in World War II. Vast majority of you. You want to go to Vietnam? Yeah? You think those people who came back from there, they're glad to be hard-body? Most of them are fucked up in the head. Most of you are not bred for hard times. Stop pretending. So embrace the times that we're in. Embrace the struggles. Stop living the fucking past. You're gonna make me sick.
Mesmo que eu tô chovendo.